Well, last Tuesday, our board leaders had a virtual board meeting and we met to talk about our plans for the future. But before we decided to state our plans, we felt that it was necessary to ask an important question. What is this time of COVID showing us that we could have never been able to see without it? We believe that there are new opportunities for serving, for sharing, for being good neighbors, and new opportunities for God to use us in unexpected ways. We want to be flexible enough to adjust when God calls upon us. And the season of COVID has been a time mandating the practice of flexibility. So we may not like it, but we're getting pretty good at it. Well, people have been asking me what the next steps are going to be in our worship. And they'll say, what happens when it gets cold outside? What if there's bad weather? Are you ever going to start meeting inside for worship? Will you do 2 services, 3 services, 5 services, 10 services? And my answer is this: I don't know. And honestly, I haven't really lost any sleep about that. And trust me, that is not usually my posture. But I think one of the things that is happening during this time is that I'm realizing that God's Spirit is not captured within our walls or our traditional ways of doing worship. In fact, I think St. Paul is right. Our perseverance during this time is producing character, and God is shaping us into the image of His Son, even in these uncertain times. I also believe that God is out ahead of us. God is not insecure about these uncertain times, and He's with us to help us listen and discern for His direction for us. I've learned that Jesus is the true pastor of this church, and we are just His beloved, and I think we can count on that. So as a church, we're going to be flexible so that we can hear the voice of God well and lean in the direction that He provides, even as the weather changes. And many parts of the world worship in secret, and they don't know where they're going to meet from week to week. And the persecution that we feel in these days really is an inconvenience. And this is our opportunity to stand in solidarity with those who are truly persecuted. And we do that when we allow ourselves flexibility when it comes to our worship. So at this point, for the next month or two, we'll just plan on meeting outside for worship, but we'll be flexible from week to week. If there are any last minute changes because of weather, we'll make sure to communicate that to you through our social media sites. We'll still record the service every Wednesday evening, so church online will always be happening at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Sundays. And this is not our preference for worship, but we're practicing putting aside our preferences, for we're Christian people. And regardless of cool weather or not, or we're forced to meet online again, I want to invite you to anticipate something good when you come to worship. Again, God is not limited by our space or matter of time. The resurrection of Jesus showed us that. So over the next few weeks, what I want you to do is check your weather apps before you come. Dress appropriately. If you need to, wear your stocking cap and your gloves. But grab a blanket. Maybe bring some extra of these things for those of our neighbors who are cold and don't have them. But always be ready, because uncertain times are just ripe opportunities for our God to meet us in unexpected ways. I look forward to worshiping with you this weekend. Grace and peace, my friend.